Alright guys, welcome to another video. I know I haven't done one in a while. I've been kind of busy with a few things in my personal life and whatnot, but welcome. It's me, Nyx Morningstar. And how's everybody doing this fine and amazing day? Alright, so in this video topic today, in this video segment, we are going to be discussing we're going to be discussing how to clean and protect your space. Because keeping your space protected, you know what I mean, especially your sacred spaces, is always key important. So one of the methods to be discussing, one of the methods that I'm going to discuss right now, first on the list, is smudging. Smudging is traditionally done with sage. You could use white sage, you could use blue sage, you could use black sage. And give me 1 second. Let me grab a sage bundle real fast. And sage bundle kind of looks like this. I've used this one quite a few times. And how I like to do it is pretty much just light it up, see when I get a good, and as you can see right there, you can see the, little like red, like burning thingies and the smoke coming out. And so what I like to do is I like to use my dominant hand and kind of like go from, like door to door, front to back, making sure that like everything gets out. And then like I also like to do a little enhancement with the sage bundle as well while it's like lit like this, and add my breath to it. And that's one thing that's one way that you could clear, clean, and protect your, keep your home space, good as well. Let me put this back real fast. Another method of protection, another method for like, clearing and protecting your space as well is go with incense. You can use an incense cone, incense resin, incense stick. One of the scents that I love using for protection is I like to do a combination of dragon's blood and sandalwood. And a lot of people believe wind chimes also work for protection as well. I don't own any wind chimes personally, so I can't say I agree or disagree with that notion, but the whole theology with wind chimes is based on the fact of the sound vibration and the sound frequency, which makes sense because certain entities, certain beings, certain energies, you know, are work on, well, all entities and all energies work on a sound vibrational pattern in their being. But something like wind chimes, the shofar, any of those like instruments that do in the metaphysical and everything like that operate on those frequencies. And so as in far as protection goes, it kind of puts off like a sound wave that's supposed to like clear out any of those negative blockages, energies, and everything like that. Sea salt. Sea salt is one of my favorite things in the world, whether it's black salt or traditional sea salt in the white form. What I like to do with sea salt is I like to sprinkle it and make a line with the salt right outside the perimeter of my spaces. And that pretty much like kind of like helps keeps out like things that shouldn't be brought in. And another thing for protection as well is water. If I'm dealing with some form of like heavy negative energy, you know what I mean, before I go to bed, I'll put a clear glass bowl of water on this underneath the bed on the side where I sleep at, and that cleanses also out the negative energy and everything like that in that as well. Crystals. I have my moldavite right there. Crystals are also another great way to protect yourself as well as your home from negative energies or entities or whatnot. And one crystal, three crystals that I use to protect my home space is, and I keep them together, is black tourmaline, selenite and pyrite. And what I do is I put black tourmaline on the left, selenite in the middle, pyrite on the right. Um, Black tourmaline is a protection stone, so it pretty much like puts up a shield and a barrier where nothing can come in. You know what I mean? And selenite is an energy crystal, so it amplifies that as well. Pyrite actually deflects any form of negative attack. So when you have the so when that pyrite is also getting like charged by the selenite as well, it keeps that deflection and that shield up stronger, harder, and more bulletproof. And then you also have like certain oil blends as well, such as eucalyptus, menthol, everything, any of those essential oils are actually really good for protection as well. You could also get the incense scents in essential oils. Max, shh. Hold on, let me grab you, Max. Come on. Come on, Papa. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, don't. We don't bite on video. We don't bite on video. Come on, relax, 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 relax. Relax. You're a good boy. Everything's good. All right, so we got oils. We also have herbs too. Good herbs for protection are dragon's blood, sage, palo santo, which is a wood, sandalwood. A lot of those, a lot of herbs are actually have a lot of really good protection and properties. Garlic as well is a great one. If you take a clove of garlic and you hang it, you nail it on top of every doorway, on top of every window, that also works for protection as well from negative energy. And mirrors. Mirrors are a great method of protection as well. Put a mirror in front of every window and in front of every door. And that also will deflect out any of the negative energy too that would be aiming or directed at you. And another great thing for protection as well is spiritual items. I have this right here. Let me pull the camera closer. You know what I mean? It's my pentacle, and it's been with me for many, 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 many years. Many years. Many years it's been with me. Let me move the camera back again, because I'm an idiot. All right, and then, so, we got the spiritual items. You can hang spiritual items on your doorway too, like, some people use crosses, some people use pentacles, pentagrams, some people use, any form of spiritual symbol that ties to you. You know what I mean? You could also, you could wear that, or you could put that on, hang that in your sacred spaces as well, as well as in your general spaces of your living quarters. Then another effective method too is the meditation, chant, or prayer. Those three methods for protection as well are great as well, because not only does it protect you, and not only do meditations, chants, and prayers protect you in a spiritual sense as well, but it also gives you that psychological sense of protection as well, that we basically, when it comes to doing any form of magic, the psychological connection I find to be like more like confirmational as well. So, meditate and chant and or prayer for whatever you feel like you need protection from, or for your protection in general. And, another step that I do pretty much like most, let me just adjust the camera real fast. Another step that I do pretty much like most of the time is, since being that energy is my first language spiritually, being that I work with energies, being that I deal with energies in general, even with my readings, because I'm not deity or entity focused, I'm energy focused. I've done readings before too, where I have like read someone, and I told them like, what I see as far as like colors and numbers go, and they were actually able to associate that with the spirit guide that they identify as their spirit guide. And I was like, oh wow, cool. So I was able to connect to them even if I don't connect to that practice. That is actually awesome. But no, like, so like another method going on the energy aspect is I like to, Max, come on, Max, come on, boy, come on. Another aspect that I like to like do, and this is like actually like one form of protection that I always do is I raise an energy protection bubble around my space. And usually like what that does is, you know, you're calling up your spiritual energy and you're putting like pretty much like a dome around you, and that dome and that bubble pretty much like is what it is. It's a bubble that protects your space. All right, guys, so that's it on my video segment of protection. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day. And yes, those are the landscapers outside right now.